Hi, good morning. This is Mary O'Dwyer, and I am doing my final examination for Human Garage Coach Level 1 certification. Super excited to be here. Okay, so for this class today, we are going to be working with our fascia, and we're going to be doing movements called fascia maneuvers. So what is the fascia? Let's start there, very basic. The fascia is the body's connective tissue, and it is a continuous sheet of connective tissue that actually connects everything in the body. The muscles, the bones, the ligaments, the tendons, the organs, everything. And so the beauty about this is, as we're working with our fascia, we're actually working with everything in the body. So we're benefiting everything in the body. The fascia is in layers, so there's a layer underneath the skin, but it actually goes really deep in the body. It goes all the way down to our organs. And this is, if you look at it under a microscope, it looks like a spider web, like this network of tubules. I call them little tubules, these narrow little threads. And these threads are actually hollow. And there's a liquid-like water, like a gel-like water inside of them that is silica-based. And so this actually flows through all of the tubules, all of that network. Think of it as like an information highway. And this is actually a big part of what brings information throughout the body. It conducts energy, it perceives stimuli. It's how we know if something, if there's something coming to hit us, we kind of dodge even before our eyes perceive it, right? And so it's a very important part of our consciousness and subconsciousness. So I like to think of it as a bridge between our human self and our higher self. And so the more we can clear that, the clearer that communication becomes between our human self and our higher self. Now, the other thing about the fascia is that it actually stores all of our physical, mental, emotional wounds. So if we get injured, right, it doesn't just damage the skin and the muscle, it actually damages the fascia as well. And so if you think of this as a highway network or information network, it can block the flow of intelligence, that flow of information, that flow of energy. And the same things happen with it stores all of our emotional work, all our emotional feelings that we don't process, all those things that we hold our breath and we don't process, that gets stored. Our mental thought processes that aren't working for us, those limiting beliefs, they're all stored in here. And so when we work with the fascia, we work with everything. So I just love it. And that's why I'm here today. So what we're going to be doing is doing fascia maneuvers. And fascia maneuvers are very simple movements. And these movements are going to be done with intention. They're going to be done with breath. We are going to utilize techniques called counter rotation, which really is just moving our head one way and our body another way, and maybe our legs the other way. And so we'll do that. Very simple, don't worry, it's not complicated. And this actually mimics the body's natural tendency to want balance. So if we walk with our right foot forward, our left hand comes forward, so our body naturally does that. So when we do the counter rotation, it actually helps the body to feel safe. And so this helps us then to release stuff, right? If you're holding onto a rope for dear life and there's no safety net underneath you, it's going to be really hard to convince you to let go. But as soon as that safety net is there, it's going to be much easier to let go. So it's the same with our body. We want to create that safety. We're also going to be using what we call pinning and locking stretching. So I might have you do something like, pin the skin and then stretch it by twisting it and lock it, hold it in place. And as we do that, that causes other parts of the body then to have to adapt to that restriction, and that actually creates opening. So, yeah. One more thing I want to explain before we actually get into things is that we will be using 3 types of breathing. So we'll be breathing through the nose, and when we breathe through the nose, this actually opens up the nitric oxide, stimulates nitric oxide production in the body, and this stimulates the expansion of our blood vessels, which really just improves oxygen delivery all over our body, which is awesome. You all know I'm a breath worker, so super important. I love that that's an easy way to get breath into the body. It also is very restorative and relaxing, helps the body to feel safe. And it's important when we breathe through the nose, we're activating pressure or stimulating pressure, adjusting pressure in the upper part of our body, so above our diaphragm. So our diaphragm is here, right at the bottom of our thoracic cavity, top of our abdomen. So everything above there gets pressurized. When we do mouth breathing, which we will also be doing, we're actually stimulating pressure below the diaphragm. So think lower part of the body, the lower organs, lower body. And so this is just ways that we want to pressurize the body so that we can get the most out of our fascia maneuvers, because creating different pressures, like if you've got a balloon, right, and if you twist the bottom or squeeze the bottom, it forces the air somewhere else, right? And so that's what we're doing, and that helps open it up. So that's what we're doing in the body. And the third type of breathing that we will be doing is the stage breaths. And so we'll probably just do this one time today. And this is where we take 3 in breaths in a row, followed by a pause and then an exhale. And the reason we do that is to bring in the most amount of oxygen that we can possibly bring in. And that's going to help to create flow to the most restricted areas of the body. So it's going to access all of that. So those breaths are going to be like in again, hold, and then there'll be an exhale. For me, when I'm doing that, I like to think that first breath in is filling the bottom of my lungs, the second breath in is filling the middle of my lungs, and the third breath is filling the top of my lungs. That helps me connect with it. So I think that's all. If there's anything else that comes up, I'll share as we go, but otherwise, let's get started. So let's stand feet about hip distance apart. One of the things that we're going to engage in all of our maneuvers today is something called the spinal pelvic lock. And so what that is you're going to draw your belly button into your spine. So you're going to feel some tightening of the core, some toning of the core. And then you're going to pull your sex organs up. So you're pulling in and up, your glutes are going to engage. And so you're just creating this stability here. And this is going to help us get the most out of our maneuvers. You may lose it throughout the class. That's okay. Just re-engage and I'll remind you. So engage that. Okay, so now this first one we're going to do is the palate swipe. And this is actually going to work on opening up restrictions in our neck, our shoulders, and our head. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cross your right leg over your left. You're going to put your right hand on your left shoulder, left hand on your right shoulder. You're going to grab your thumb, and we're going to stick our thumb inside our mouths. And we're going to find the inside of the right molar, and then we're going to move your thumb, putting pressure on the roof of your mouth, all the way across to your left molar. And we're going to do that 6 times, taking a breath each time. So let's go in, find the molar. And you want to push with enough pressure that you can feel it, not that it's painful, but that you can feel the pressure. All right, let's go. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4, 5, and 6. Nice big breath, unwind, and then we're going to walk. So you can walk in a little circle, you can walk in figure 8s, and we walk after all the fascia maneuvers because what this does is it helps the body hit the save button. So just like if you were working on a document on a computer, and you made some changes to it, you would want to hit the save button before you walked away. Otherwise, you might lose those changes, right? Those edits. So this is what we're doing with the body, is we're helping it to hit the save button so that the body can actually integrate what's just happened. And integration, you'll hear me use that word, that's the same as hitting the save button. That's what I mean. Body now has that so it can retain the opening that we've just created, because if we create the opening and don't retain it, it's not going to give us the same benefit, right? Okay, so this next one is totally twisted, and this is going to engage all 3 zones of the body, what we call all 3 zones. So the first zone is going to be your shoulders, your neck, your head. The second zone is the torso. And then the third zone of the body is the lower part of the body. So think lower back, hips, legs. So this actually engages them all. So we're going to start this one just like we did the last one. Right leg over the left, cross it over. You can widen your stance if you start to lose your balance. It is better to widen your stance and stay steady rather than try and keep it really tight and wobble all over the place. Remember, you want to feel safe and steady. So wide. Right leg over, right arm under the left armpit, and left arm on the right shoulder. And you're going to give yourself a little hug. Engage that spinal pelvic lock. And now you're going to rotate your head to the left, your body to the right, and rotate as much as you can. And now we're going to do 6 breaths in and out through the nose. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more. Good. Now staying here, we're going to go to those staged breaths. Re-engage that spinal pelvic block if you've lost it. And we're going to start with those 3 inhales, hold, exhale, and we'll do 3 sets of that. So breathe in again, in again, and exhale. In, hold, squeeze, and exhale. Breathe in, again, re-engage the spinal pelvic block if you've lost it, and exhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to do 6 more breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's 2, 3, 4, 1 more. Good. And keeping your arms and legs where they are, you're going to rotate your head and body back to the center. Now you're going to slowly look over the right shoulder, rotate your body left, and we're going to do those same breathing sequences. So let's start with those 6 nose breaths. Breathe in, begin. Again. That's 2, 3, 2 more. Last one here. Re-engage that spinal pelvic block, and we're going to do those staged breaths. So breathe in again, breathe in again, hold, engage the spinal pelvic block if you've lost it, and exhale. Breathe in, 1 more time, hold, and exhale. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, hold, and exhale. Keeping everything in place, relax the shoulders, and now we're going to finish this with 6 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in, let's begin. Breathe in. That's 3. 2 more. Slowly come back to center and unwind. And let's walk in a circle or walk in your figure 8s. I like to do that sometimes. And this sequence that we're doing, that palate swipe that's totally twisted, and there is going to be a 3rd element called anti-gravity. This is called the 15-minute reset. So this is something I try and do daily. And this is a really great way to reduce stress in the body, physical stress, mental stress, emotional stress. Like, you'll feel lighter afterwards, your body's going to feel different. Even now, just as you're walking around, notice, does your right side feel a little different to your left? I notice a big difference in my right knee. My left knee is just feeling a little restricted, so I'm excited now to do it on the other side and see. So you may just notice shifts in your body. And if at any time during the session you feel discomfort or pain, the pain is probably just pressure moving around, because we're pressurized systems. And when we're working with the twisting, the counter rotation, the breathing and the way we're doing, we're moving that pressure up and out of the body is what our goal is. So some of you might even have felt a little bit of a head rush there, so that can happen. Should have gone over more of that beforehand. But yeah, so you can expect to feel shifts in your body. Like I said, you might start to feel a little pressure, like what I'm feeling in my knee, but that's probably most likely going to be gone here at the end of the sequence. It'll definitely be gone by the end of our class. So just lean into everything, and of course, if you need to make any adjustments, make adjustments. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. So let's place our left leg over our right, left arm under, right arm on top, and get a good grip there and kind of give yourself a little hug. Engage the spinal pelvic lock. You're going to look over the right shoulder and you're going to rotate your body to the left. And we're going to do that same breath sequence. So we're going to start with those 6 nose-mouth breaths. So let's breathe in, begin together. Breathe in. Again. Again. 3 more. Last 2. Nice big breath here. Good. Now we're going to do those stage breaths. So let's breathe in. Breathing in. And again. And again. Hold. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe in again. Breathe in. Hold. Re-engage that spinal pelvic lock if you've lost it. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Relax the shoulders. Re-engage the spinal pelvic lock. Now we're going to do 6 nose-mouth breaths. Breathe in. That's 3. 2 more. Last one. Good. Keeping your arms and legs where they are. Slowly rotate your head and torso back to the center. Look over your left shoulder now. Rotate your body to the right. And we're going to start with those 6 nose breaths. So breathe in. That's 1, 2, 3. Engage the spinal pelvic lock. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to do those stage breaths. 3 inhales, hold in and exhale. Let's breathe. Again. Again. Hold. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Hold. And exhale. One more. And exhale. Okay, now nose, mouth, 6 breaths. Let's begin. Breathe in through the nose and out the mouth. Again. Again. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Slowly come back to center. Unwind arms and legs. And let's walk. Go for a little walk. Just notice, what are you feeling in your body? I know, I'm feeling a lot of heat. We can release a lot of heat when we're doing this. That's part of the process. So if you're suddenly breaking out in a cold sweat, you are not having your own personal summer. Although you kind of are, but no need for alarm. It's just a lot of the emotional stuff that we store that we don't process is things like anger, resentment, irritation, and we store that as heat. Think about, crimes of passion. He's hot-headed, he's blowing off steam, he blew his top, right? So we have all this heat in the body. So when we let it go in fascia maneuvers, it's actually beautiful. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling great. I'm feeling a lot looser, feeling still a little bit of pressure. A little bit of pressure now has moved into my right knee too, which is unusual for me. But it's okay. We'll just see. It's fun just to monitor and see how you feel. Because even though there's a little pressure, there's more flexibility, which feels really nice. And I'm starting to feel like I'm taller, so you may be experiencing those things as well. There is no wrong sensation to feel. And you may be feeling something that I'm not. It's A-okay. So this next one we're going to do is anti-gravity, and this is a great one for your spine. This is one of the things Gary always talks about this, and I've heard him say, if you only have 2 or 3 minutes to do your fascia maneuvers, this is the one to do, because it's once you get used to doing it, you can do it very quickly, and it is really powerful because again, it works the whole body. So I'm going to demo it real quick because there are multiple parts to this, and it is going to take, yeah, and I'll coach you through it, but it'll just be easier if I give you a heads up. I'm going to hit pause there. My dog needs to go out and go potty. Bear, do you need to go out? My dog might want to get involved in our fascia work here. There you go, bud. Good man. He's an old man. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to interlock your fingers and your thumbs. Now, that might be a little tricky for you. Might don't want to stay together, but that's what you're working towards. So if you can get there today, great. If you can't, know that that's what you're working towards. And then you're going to place your interlocked hands on the back of your neck, the nape of your neck, and you're not pushing forward into the neck, you're pushing upward. So think of like trying to stretch your skin of your spine upwards. So let's pull it upwards. And then what we'll do is I like to have my elbows kind of in so that I can feel tension on my biceps. And then we'll be looking up and we'll take 3 mouth breaths there and 3 nose-mouth breaths. The next pace, I'm going to go sideways, is we're going to look down, we're going to take a breath in, and then we're going to rotate just our neck to the right, and we'll hold our breath while we're here, kind of like you're taking a swimmer's breath. And then you're going to exhale back to center. We'll do the same on the left, and we'll do a total of 3 breaths on each side. Once we've got that completed, then we're going to transition. We're going to stick our butts back and get into a little bit of a squat. So it's going to be a little bit of a squat, but this, you don't want to look down. You want to keep your chest up so that you're looking forward. And then we're going to take a breath in, and similar to what we just did with the neck. Now we're going to rotate right as holding our breath, and you're rotating through the rib cage. Now I like to kind of engage my quads and kind of lock my knees, and then exhale back. We'll do the same to the left. We'll do a total of 3 on each side. Once we're here, then we're going to go down into a squat. So you're going to go into as small of a squat as you can. If you can't get there, that's okay. Just tuck your chin and make yourself as small as possible. Think about folding yourself into as small a ball as you can today. But if you can get into the squat, you're going to go all the way down, keeping your elbows inside your knees, tuck your chin. And once we're down there, we're going to do 3 breaths through the mouth, 3 breaths through the nose mouth, and the whole time engaging the spinal pelvic lock. Got it? Okay, awesome. So let's begin. Interlock your fingers, put them on the nape of the neck, pulling upwards, engage that spinal pelvic lock. Let's look up, 3 mouth breaths to start. 1, 2, 3. Nose mouth now. Keep looking up, spinal pelvic lock engaged. That's 3. Now we're going to tuck our chin so that you're looking down. But just your head is looking down. You're not leaning forward. The spine is still straight, except for the neck, which is looking downwards. We're going to take a breath in here through the nose. Hold it, and as we are holding it, we're going to look to the right. Hold, hold, hold. And then exhale back to center. Breathe in through the nose. Rotate the neck to the left. Hold, hold, hold. Keep your chin tucked the whole time. And then exhale back down. Breathe in. Rotate right. Hold. And exhale down. Breathe in through the nose. Rotate left. Exhale down. Breathe in. Right. Exhale down. Breathe in. Go left. Exhale down. Soften the knees, stick your booty back, come into a squat, as much of a squat as you can. You will feel those quads engage, but you'll get stronger. Chest up, breathe in through the nose. Hold it as you rotate right. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Rotate left. Exhale back. Breathe in. Rotate right. Exhale back. Engage the spinal pelvic block if you've lost it. Breathe in. Rotate left. Exhale down. Breathe in. Make sure you're looking forward. Chest up. Rotate right. And exhale. Breathe in. Rotate left. And exhale down. Now we're going to go into that squat. Give your quads a little bit of a relief. Tuck your elbows inside your knees. Re-engage the spinal pelvic block. Make sure that your fingers are interlocked, including your thumbs. 3 mouth breaths here. That's 2. 1 more. Breathe in through the nose and out. Breathe in. Out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. And I like to breathe out through my mouth. Good. Now staying here for a moment, breathe in, and then when you come up, you're going to come up with your butt first. Like you're in forward fold. And exhale. I like to take a breath here. Let's take another breath or 2 here if you want. Take another breath in. And then slowly start to stand up, 1 vertebrae at a time, going nice and slow. You're going to come all the way up until you're looking up, just like we were at the very beginning. Take another breath in here. And then I like to exhale and let it all go. Whew. You might feel a bit of a head rush. So just walk it off. Know that that is perfectly normal. That's a free high you're getting. And notice your body. Like my knees are feeling way different now than they did after the toe we twisted. So that little pressure that was building there has been moved. So now I'm starting to feel a little bit in my, just back here, back of my neck. Lost my words for a second. That's that head rush. So it feels really good. And I love doing this. This is a great one to do on an airplane. I'll go to the back of the, the galley and stand at the back of an airplane. I do a lot of long haul flights and love doing that. It always feels so good for my body. There's lots of other great things we can do there too, but that's just such an easy, quick one to do. Do it at airports, do it anywhere, do it after sitting, do it first thing in the morning, do it going to bed. Quick and easy. Alrighty, okay, so that's your 15-minute reset. And that is a daily practice. We went a little slower today. It probably took us 20 minutes just because we were breaking it down. But once you get that rhythm going, it'll take about 15 minutes to do it. So definitely worth the time. This next one is probably one of my favorites. This is the organ reset. And I love it because this one, when we work with the organs, we store so much of our emotions in our organs, and we can actually bring in affirmations to help move that energy out of our organs. So we're not just doing the physical, tactile stuff. We're using the breath, which of course you know I love, but we're also actually using affirmations, which I love to do, and they're so powerful. I've been using them for years in my breathwork practice, so I can absolutely guarantee their effectiveness. So what we'll be doing is we're going to be putting pressure on different spots in our body where the organs are. And what the pressure, I usually just go in, with the 2 pads of your fingers. Sometimes I'll make a little fist with my 3 fingers. And you'll just push in a little bit, and then you're gonna twist a little bit. So think of it like you're pushing in and you're twisting. You're twisting the skin just a little. Now don't get too hung up on, oh, do I have the right spot? I don't know if that's exactly 2 inches this way. As long as you're in the general area, you're good. Remember that this work comes with the power of the intention too. So, you're here, we're doing the stress reset, we're doing the organ reset, you're here to grow. Maybe even think of now, is there a particular organ that you have issues with? Do you have digestive issues? Set an intention for yourself around that. Know that as long as you're in the general area, we're good. What else are we going to do with this? So what we're going to do is we're going to, let's bring some energy in. So rub your hands together. Create a little friction, rub the knuckles together, the big knuckles, the little knuckles. the small knuckles, even the fingernails. And then you're gonna just notice the energy between your hands. Just bring your hands and slowly move them back and forth. You feel that energy? Yeah. So this is our own body's natural, universal healing energy that's available to all of us. People use it with Reiki and all sorts of other healing modalities. And so this is a beautiful way that we can work with the universal energy healing and bring that energetic connection to ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand to start, and we're going to put that on the back of the neck. And we do this because all the meridians run through it, and so all of our organs are connected to the meridians. And so as we're working with our right hand on the actual placement of the organs, we're connecting energetically that connection with the meridians. So it works to really do an amazing job on this organ reset, connecting energetically as well as all of the other ways. So what we're going to do is start by finding your belly button. And then you're going to go 2 inches to the right approximately, and then 2 inches down. And we're going to push in here. This is our ileocecal valve. This is where the small intestine and large intestine meet. This is the valve that separates them. And this can get blocked quite a bit. So you're just going to push in and twist a little bit. Very simple breaths. At every point, we're going to be doing 3 breaths through the mouth, 3 breaths nose mouth. So let's begin. Breathe in. Breathe in. One more. Nose mouth now. Breathe in. Breathe in. One more. Keep your hands there. This is where we hold on to our grief and sorrow. So we're just going to declare, I let go of all my grief and sorrow. I let go of all my grief and sorrow. And I like to affirm what I'm going to bring in as well. I am bringing in love and delight and wonder and awe. Nice other big breath just to let that go. Feel that, feel it. Like there's a smile on my face. I can't help but smile when I think about bringing in delight, right? Okay, so now from where you were, you're just going to draw a line straight up to where you meet the rib cage. Going to do the same thing. Push in there, use the pads of your fingers, twist a little bit. This is your liver and gallbladder. This is where we hold on to our, one of the places we hold on to our anger and our resentment, okay? So I'm going to push in, twist, 3 mouth breaths, 3 nose mouth breaths. Let's begin. Nose mouth now. My dog's breathing with me. One more here. I let go of all my anger and my resentment. I let go of all my anger and all my resentment. And I bring in love and joy and acceptance, generosity, forgiveness. And it feels good. It feels oh so good. All right. Beautiful. So now you're going to draw a line from that point on your rib cage. Just go right across to where you hit the other rib cage on the left side. And then you're going to just push your fingers in there, and this is actually your stomach. And so then you're going to just pull your stomach towards the midline. So just kind of grab the skin, push in a little bit, and pull towards the midline. Same deal, guys. 3 mouth breaths, 3 nose mouth. Let's go. Again. One more. Nose mouth. Again. Last one. I believe in myself. This is my favorite. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Stomach is all about moving. Stomach digests food, right? So like we digest and move through life with ease. And when we believe in ourselves, that's so much better, so much easier. So let's believe in ourselves. I believe in myself. All right. So now we're going to go back to the belly button. And I guess this is your first time. Your arms might be getting a little crampy, so I'm used to doing this. So yeah, let's just relax the arms for a sec and then reposition. Put your left hand back behind the nape of your neck. Right hand, find your belly button. Go 2 inches out to the left, 2 inches down. And you're going to push in, twist a little bit, and pull up. This is your large intestine here. So this is where we hold a lot of our overthinking. Exhibit A, exhibit A. So let's do it. 3 breaths in through the mouth. Breathe in. Nose mouth. I think my dog is enjoying this. So we are going to now declare, I let go of all my overthinking. I let go of all my overthinking because I am safe and I trust myself. I trust myself. I trust myself. Trust myself. Okay, last one here on the abdominal organs. So this one's going to be our bladder. Our bladder is really low, just above your pubic bone. So, don't be shy. I like to stick my butt back a little bit, find the pubic bone, you'll find the bladder, and then push in and pull up. And then stick your hips forward. You look really, really attractive, but here we go. 3 breaths through the mouth. Keep pulling up. Nose, mouth. One more. Bye-bye, fear. Bye-bye, fear. I let you go because I am safe and I'm confident. I'm safe, I'm confident, and I trust myself. Nice. Let's shake it out. Just pass that over there. My dog needs a new pad, so. All right. So now that's 5 organs done, so we have 5 more spots to do. So let's start, or restart. Left hand back on the base of nape of your neck. Right hand is going right at the rib cage here, kind of right at the bra line or right at the nipple line. And what you're doing is you're squeezing in, so squeeze your ribs together, and then at the same time you're pulling down. So you're creating, this is some of that pinning locking that we talked about earlier. And so you want to pull that down, and then you're going to lean over to the left. Much as you can, keeping your balance, keep your spinal pelvic lock. And then you want to look up over that right shoulder. And we're going to do 3 quick breaths in. This is the only one that's a little different, the kidneys. We're going to do 3 quick activating breaths, which is going to be those 3 staged breaths. So just in, out, real quick. Let's go. And let it go. And now we're going to do our regular breaths here. So 3 mouth breaths. Nice big breaths. One more. 3 nose, mouth. Breathe in. Keep that lean, keep that stretch. And slowly come up to center. And now we're going to switch hands. So before you do switch hands, just notice how much more expansion you feel. So, pro tip, if you do a lot of breath work, do this before you do breath work. Makes a big difference. All right, right hand now on the back of the neck. We want to keep that connection with the meridians. Left hand's going on the left rib cage because we have 2 kidneys, so we want to get to the other side. And the kidneys are about powering us through life. So forgot to say it over there, but thank you, kidney, for powering me through life. All right, so left side, same thing. Squeeze the fingers, pull the skin down, lean over to the right, look up over that left shoulder. 3 quick activating breaths. So breathe in 3 times and then exhale. Exhale. Good. And breathe 3 mouth breaths. And nose, mouth now. Good. And stand up. Or straighten up, rather. You can do this sitting, actually. I like to do this organ reset laying down because I feel like I get a lot more pressure. And the reason we do those quick 3 activating breaths when we're working with the kidneys is the adrenal glands are right above them. So that really helps. Keep your right hand where it was. Now you're going to move. So we were up here on the high of the rib cage. You're going to move down to where that thumb is on that muscle that runs right along the spine and where it meets the base of the rib cage. So you're going to find that spot. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lean forward a little bit towards your right knee. And as you lean forward, you might start to move that thumb around until you find that tender spot. That's your spleen. That's where we hold on to a lot of our worry. And exhibit A again. I'm a recovering worrier. So same thing, 3 mouth breaths here. Nose, mouth. Last one. spleen for holding on to all my worry. I no longer am going to do that. I command my body, and I give my body permission now to let go of all that worry, because I trust myself. I trust myself, and life is good. Life is so much better when I'm not worrying. All right, left hand back behind the nape of the neck. You're going to grab your right hand and grab your throat. And so you want to get either side of the trachea. So you can see there's a little with the windpipe. And so you're going to squeeze in there a little bit, pin the skin, and then pull up. So you're creating a stretch. And this is the thyroid. So this isn't an organ, but it is the master gland. And it is a really important part of our function of our body, or a big part of our hormonal adrenal system. Not adrenal. Yes, adrenal system. Endocrine system, that's the word I was looking for, to be part of our endocrine system, which of course governs our organs as well. So we want to do this here. So we're going to do the same breaths. My dog is really enjoying this. Nose, mouth. Now the throat is also about our expression. And this is where the throat chakra is. So this is about our divine expression. How are we showing up at life? Expressing our truth, expressing who we truly are. It's safe for me to express myself. It's safe for me to express the truth of who I am. My truth matters. I matter. My voice matters. I just always like to do a few extra breaths there. Okay, this last piece, my favorite of all. And even if I don't do the whole organ reset, I try to do this last piece in any fascia work that I do. It just feels so beautiful. So let's start with just one hand. Place your left hand, no, let's do right hand on the heart, and just feel your heartbeat. Now, if you've never done this before and you can't feel it, that's okay. This is kind of like learning a language. So sometimes when you hear, a foreign language the first time, you have no freaking idea what they said, but you hear it 100 times and you're like, oh, I get it. So, same thing. But hopefully you're getting that. Now place your left hand on top of your head and see if you can feel the pulse of your head. Some of you might have to let your right hand go for a moment just to kind of hone in on that. And once you have that, now you're going to breathe with both of them together. Take easy breaths here. My heart's in charge. My heart's in charge. Now I like to visualize green light here at my heart, like a cloud, a fluffy kind of green cloud right here, and a white one at my head. And it's white, but it's not just white. It's like it's got that. Where it reflects all the colors, right? That kind of white I'm talking about. And then as I breathe, I imagine a circle of breath going from my heart up to my head, and then going from my head back down into my heart. So let's breathe in. And I like to do my nose and out my mouth, back down to my heart. Breathing in my nose, bringing that green from my heart up to my head. And exhale, bringing the white of my crown all the way down to the heart. One more breath like that. My heart's in charge. I thank you, heart. And I thank you, head, for all the worrying, all the efforting, all the things that you do, all the overthinking. But we no longer need to do that now because the heart's in charge. And so your only job now is to follow the heart. To follow the heart. Feels so grounding. Let's walk around, see how you feel. Okay, feeling really good, really loose. Can't stop smiling. I just feel like this, my body just feels so open, so light. So for the purposes of this exam, I did take some notes so that I don't forget anything that we are supposed to do. We have done all of those things, I believe. Okay, so now, oh, jeepers, yes. We need to do swinger, pretzel squat, and pull over. So let's do pretzel, or let's do swinger. So what you're gonna do is stick your butt back. Let your hands dangle till they get to your knees. Engage the spinal pelvic block. Right hand on left shoulder. Left arm is going to grab the skin on the back of the arm. You're going to rotate that arm backwards as if you're taking a swing. Look over your right shoulder. Keep that tension on the arm like in the L position. You're going to drop into a squat, and we're going to do 6 breaths. 2 more. And let it go. So this is really good if you do any kind of sports like baseball, tennis, golf, anything that involves a swing. It's also really good for opening up the rib cage. So I like to do this one for breath work as well. So it's a great one to do. So now that we've done one side, it also helps the shoulder quite a bit. So if you've got shoulder issues, helps with the hips. Now we're going to do the other side. So spinal pelvic lock, soften the knees to let your hands dangle to when they reach it. Left hand on right shoulder, right arm, back of the elbow. You're pulling that skin down nice and tight. Bring your arm back as if you're going to take a swing. Look over the left shoulder. Keep that L position in the arm. Drop down into a squat. Keep the spinal pelvic lock, and 6 breaths. 2 more. And come back up. And walk around. Notice how you feel. Might get a head rush. It's going to be kind of the theme of the day, is getting those head rushes. Okay. Okay, this next one is called pull over. And this is a wonderful maneuver to do if you sit all day, if you've been on a long plane ride. It's great for constipation. It's just an amazing maneuver to open up all of the fascia in the body, especially that fascia that gets restricted from sitting all day. So what you're going to do, take your left hand and you're going to grab kind of the skin, the meat of that shoulder blade, and you're going to pull up. And you want to pull up with the idea that you can almost feel the tension down here. You're going to keep that tension on that the whole time. Meanwhile, take your right hand, place it on your left rib cage, and pull that forward. Engage the spinal pelvic block. Then you're going to lift that shoulder up. You're going to look over that shoulder. We're going to squat. Lift the shoulder up a little bit more. You're going to take a nice breath in through the nose. And now you're going to take that shoulder, hold your breath, take that right shoulder down towards your left knee, and exhale. And now once you're here, do 6 breaths. Keep pulling on the skin and keep the spinal pelvic lock. 3 more breaths. And slowly unwind. And walk around. Yay. That feels so good. I already feel longer on that side. Even after all the other things we've done, I'm still starting to feel these responses. So we've done one side, now we got to do the other. So right hand, left shoulder blade, pulling up that skin so you can feel it all the way down your back. Left hand on the rib cage, pull forward. Lift that left shoulder up. Look over that left shoulder. Spinal pelvic block engaged. Drop into a squat. Lift that shoulder up a little bit more. Take a breath in. And now bring that left shoulder down towards the right knee. Exhale. And 6 breaths. 2 more. And come up. And walk around. Oh, might feel a head rush. Might feel heat come out on that one too. Yeah. So we hold a lot of heat in our bowels. And so that's one of the areas that's getting activated there. So, ooh, I've got this nice big fan over me, but I can still feel that heat coming off. All right, so this next one we're gonna do is the pretzel squat. I personally love to do this before and after I work out. It works all 3 zones of the body, and I have tight hamstrings, so it really helps me with that. So what you're gonna do is start by standing feet hip width apart, engage your spinal pelvic block, and then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your left foot where it is, put your right foot so that it is perpendicular, so that the heel is coming to the arch of that left foot. And then you're going to take a giant step out, about 3 feet or so. And then you're going to rotate your hips over that right leg, so that now you're facing sideways. You're going to take your left arm, reach it forward, and like really reach, keeping those hips as square as you can. Place your right hand on your booty, push into it so you feel a little tension in your hips. And now you're going to take your left hand, place it on your right shoulder, and then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to place it palm facing out on your back. So it's going to look like this. Okay? And for some of you, you might be here, some of you might be here. Just go wherever you can. I'm going to reposition my feet like that. Okay. So now once we're here, we're going to take a nice breath in, and we're going to look over our left shoulder, and we're going to drop down into a squat. And we're going to do 6 breaths here. Rotating your body to the right as you do so. So head to the left, body to the right. 3 more. Now stay in your squat. We're going to switch our arms so that now your right arm is going on your left shoulder and your left hand is going up your back. And you're going to rotate your head so it's looking over your right shoulder, and 6 breaths here. Again. 2 more. And slowly come up and unwind. Ooh, and that one really works on my right hamstring. I can really feel it. Big head rush. Walk around. Walk in those figure 8s. Walk up and down. Oh, I can feel a big difference in my hip there. This hip now feels like it's 6 inches higher than my left. Okay. So now that we've got that done, now we are going to do the other side. So you've got your start hip width apart, engage the spinal pelvic block, keep your right foot where it is, place your left foot so that your heel is coming into the arch of your foot. Then you're going to step out, rotate the hips, square them so that they're facing to the left, reach the right arm forward, reach, reach, reach. Left hand goes on the left booty, push the booty into the hand into the booty. You feel a little tension there. Keeping all of that, place your right hand on your left shoulder. Left hand goes up the back now. You're going to look over your left shoulder. Take a nice breath. No, you're not. You're going to look over your right shoulder. Take a nice breath in. We're going to bend the knees and keeping the body moving to the left, head moving to the right. We're going to squat down and exhale and take 6 breaths here. And 1 more. And now you're going to switch the arms so that the left hand comes on the right shoulder, right arm goes up the back, head rotates to the left shoulder, and 6 breaths. 2 more. And come on. And let's walk around. Okay. Alrighty. So we are running a little over time because I've been spending so much time yapping with you. So we are going to go through maybe a little quick quickly, but come talk to me after class if you have any questions about anything. But we're going to walk through some things that you can do for common ailments, not ailments, but discomforts that people feel, like jaw tension, headache, hips, kind of the trouble spots in the body. So let me get my list here of things that I wanted to go through with you. So we're going to start with the headaches. So the headaches, super easy one to deal with that is something that we call the antler. And so what you're going to be doing is we're going to take our right hand and you're going to put the heel of your hand on your right temple with your fingers pointed backwards. You're going to take your left heel of your hand onto your left temple, hands pointing forward. So your hands are going to be like this. Now you're pushing inward, and then as we push inward on the temples, we're going to then rotate the hands up, but keeping that inward tension all at the same time. Okay? So right heel of the hand on the right temple, pointing backwards. Left hand, fingers pointing forward on the left temple. Squeeze in, keeping that tension. Now twist the skin. Yeah. And you want to keep this twisting action the whole time. Grasp the top of your head. You can see why we call it antlers, right? Antlers, fingers. So now grab the head. And now you can actually, we're just going to keep it very simple today. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and look up. Hold and exhale down. Breathe in. Hold, look down. Exhale back to center. Breathe in, look right. Exhale back, keeping all that tension. Breathe in, look left. Exhale back to center. Now we're going to drop into a little squat. So breathe in. And now I like to look under my right armpit. Hold. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Look under the left armpit. Exhale back to center. And come up and release. Now that's the basic movements that you can do. But if you've got a headache, you can take as many breaths as you want in every direction. You can squat and just move around in space. But I wanted just to give you those 4 points that I like to use: up, down, right, left, and diagonally under each side as well. Okay, so that's really great to release pressure all in this area. So now this other one that's really great to do is the double ear torque. So I like to put my thumbs into my ears, but I've got my earbuds in there today, so I can't do that. But what you're going to do is you're going to be grabbing your ears. Okay, so you're going to grab them, and we're going to start by pulling the ears up, and then we'll do the breaths like we just did, and then we'll start pulling the ears down and do those same breaths. Okay, so grab the ears generously as you can and pull them up. Now take a breath in and look up. Exhale down. Breathe in. Look down. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Look right. Back to center. Breathe in. Look left. Exhale back to center. Squat a little bit. Breathe in. Under the right armpit. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Under the left armpit. Exhale back to center. Stand back up. Now this time you're going to pull the ears down. So don't bring the whole body. You're just literally pulling the ears down. So pulling the ears down, we're going to look up. Breathe in first. Breathe in. Look up. And exhale. Back to center. Breathe in. Look down. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Look right. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Go left. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Squat. Look under the right armpit. Exhale back to center. Breathe in. Look under the left. Exhale back to center. It's the same idea as before. So again, play with it, make it your own. Walk around. How do you feel? Super easy. I've even done that in the car at obviously I don't squat, but just look up, look down. You can do that in the car. If you're getting a little tension headache from driving when you're at a red light or stopped in traffic, you can do that. Okay. So now we're going to do getting cheeky. This gets into that manulum, that muscle that connects the upper and the lower jaw. So that's what we're getting into. So I like to use 2 fingers. Some people like to use 3. You might like to just use 1. That's okay. So same idea. The right fingers point backwards and the left ones are pointing forwards. Okay. So pushing in on that muscle. So you might have to open the jaw a little bit to get it. And then twisting the skin so that your hands come down underneath. Good. And now just open and close your jaw a few times. So now keep breathing, and now we're just going to look around in space. So you can look up, down, right, left, all the things. So let's breathe in. You'll find your own sweet spot. Squat and go diagonal. Oh, that really helps to loosen the jaw. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw. Let's walk around. Ooh, I can feel that. So we hold a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of all those times we bit our tongue, and all those times we swallowed our words. This is where it gets stuck. So now to take this to the next level, we're going to go inside. It's the same idea. You're going to take your 2 fingers, but this time you're going to get that muscle, but from the inside. So you're going to push in, we're going to open and close our jaw a few times, and then we're going to look up and breathe, right, breathe, left, down, all the things. So fingers in. Open and close. And this is going to hurt like the dickens, by the way, but it's all good. Look up. And I'm opening and closing my jaw when I'm looking up too. Go right. And go left. Look down. Ooh. Squat. I'm going diagonally under the right arm, 3 breaths, and then I'll go into the left. Left. Ooh, and slowly unwind. Walk around. Walk that off. Ooh. Oh. You know, I feel more space in my jaw. I feel more space in my cheeks. Oh yeah. Ooh. I don't do that one often enough. Okay, let me get my glasses back on so I can see now that we're all done with that. So hips, it's another big one that we get trouble with. So this one you actually want to do on the ground or do on a bed, but what we're going to do is we're going to lay on our back. I'm just going to talk you through it first and then we'll demo it. We're going to lay on our back and then bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the ground, and then we'll cross one leg over the other. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to be encouraging you to grasp your ankles. And what you want to do is you want to grasp the ankle and twist the skin at the same time. I'll cue you, but just remember you'll be grasping and then twisting. And you want to be pulling your ankles like down towards the ground and apart all at the same time. So you're grasping, twisting, then you're pulling them apart and down towards the ground all at the same time. Sounds complicated. Do the best you can. We'll be hugging our knees into our body, lifting our head up so that our chin is drawing closer to our knees, and then we'll look over to the right, we'll take 6 breaths, we'll look to the left, take 6 breaths, let that settle, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, this is great. We hold so much in our hips, like ladies. Where do we store it all? All in here. This is where women especially, I think we stuff all of our stuff. So I'm gonna make sure that the video can see me here. I'm just going to tilt it just a smidge. There we go. Okay. So, lay on the ground. Feet on the ground. We'll start with the right leg, so cross the right leg over. Lift your feet off the ground so that your knees are drawing in. Grasp the ankles as low on the leg as you can. If you can only get to your knees, you get to your knees. It's okay, but hold the intention of twisting, pulling them apart, and down towards the ground. So grab the ankles if you can, twist, pull them apart and down. The whole time now we're going to be drawing our knees in. Bring your head up if you can. If you need a partner to help you do this, that's okay. If somebody help you hold your head up. And you are going to feel this. Oh, yes. Look to the right. 6 mouth breaths. In and out through the mouth. 3 more. Look to the left. Three more. And release. And I like to just lay here for a minute. So when we get into that position, that's actually a fetal position. So it helps us to feel really safe. And this is a great place to release old fears, old emotions, all those things we hold in our hips. So we can just affirm here, I am safe. I'm safe. I'm safe to let go of all that no longer serves me. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. Okay. So now, sometimes I just like to hug my knees in for a second. Just move them around. Okay. Left leg over the right. Bring the knees in. Grasp the ankles if you can. If you can't grasp the ankles, grab the legs wherever you can. Twist the skin, pull them apart and down. Even as you draw them in, tuck your chin, drawing your head towards your knees. Oh, you probably feel that. Yep. Look over to the left and 6 breaths. One more. Slowly look to the left, or to the right. 2 more. And slowly unwind. You hear me say that a lot, slowly. The fascia likes to move slow. So if we move too quick, it doesn't feel safe anymore. So just move nice and slow. It helps the fascia just adjust and to retain everything that you've just done. And so then when you're ready, get up. So maybe just roll to the side. Push yourself up, nice and slow. And we're going to walk around. Notice what you feel. I just feel now like there's so much spaciousness in my body. It's like everything has just been pumped with air in a good way. Like there's just more space. There's more space even between my skin and my muscle. I just feel like more spacious. There's a cushion of air everywhere. That's what it does. It feels like my body is cushioned from the inside out. Okay. All right, we're almost there, everybody. Thanks for hanging in. I know I'm doing this piece a little bit quicker than I'd like to, but I just want to honor everybody's time and make sure that we all stay on time. So this next one is a psoas release. And so this is a variation of what we were doing with the organ reset with the ileocecal valve and the large intestine. This is really great for digestion. So think if you've got constipation, bloating, anything, gas, anything going on, anything discomfort there, this is going to be your best friend. So let's start with the ileocecal valve. So find your belly button, move 2 inches to the right, 2 inches down, push in and pull up. And then as you're doing that, you're going to step forward with your left leg. You can make a bit of a lunge, so put a bend in your knee if you want. You're pulling up, so you might start to feel a little tension here on the psoas, because this isn't really, we're working with the organs, but we call it a psoas release because we're kind of engaging that muscle. You'll feel it there. I like to lean back, rotate my head to the right, body to the left, and we're going to do 6 breaths here. 2 more. And step forward. And let it go. Ooh, big head rush. This one is another one where you might feel your own personal summer. You might feel an explosion of heat. Anytime we're working with the intestines, that's where we store a lot of our hot air. Think of all that fermenting that goes on there. And it's not just fermenting of food, it's fermenting of our emotions. So let that go. So you might feel that heat dissipate. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So find your belly button again, feet about hip distance apart, spinal pelvic lock, 2 inches to the left, 2 inches down, pull up, step forward with the right leg. Feel that burn a little bit. You might feel a burning sensation there. Yeah. So now lean back, look over the left shoulder, rotate the body to the right, and 6 breaths. 2 more. And let's walk it out. And walk. Okay. How you feeling? Feeling good? Okay. So now we want to work with these shoulders. So let's release in the shoulders. Common place that people feel pain, and if you're having shoulder issues, probably having hip issues, just FYI. So let's start with this one is called twisty wristy. We're going to do 2, twisty wristy and overhead elbow pulls. Sometimes I kind of do just one side at a time and then do the other side. So we'll see how it rolls today. We'll see how I'm feeling. So let's start with your left arm. Put your left arm out and grasp your left fingers and pull those fingers back. Now this, it might hurt like the dickens, but just roll with it, okay? Kind of find that sweet spot. Not so that you're in so much pain that you don't feel safe, but find that like, ooh, it hurts so good spot. That's what we're looking for. So pull those fingers back. I like to sometimes, like Gary does, lift his arm up. And you can feel that just creates tension. Can you feel that pressure and tension? I'm feeling an increase in it. And I'm holding that, slowly start to bring the elbow down. Move slow, so it'll kind of retain that pressure that you've built up. Keep the elbow close to your body. And now we're going to twist that out. Okay. Hold that. Now you're going to look over the right shoulder. And we're going to squat. And keeping the body now moving to the left. Head rotating to the right. Take 6 breaths here. Keeping pressure on those fingers. Spinal pelvic lock. 3 more. And slowly come up and unwind. And then from here, we're going to transition into the other one. So just take your hand, place it on your trap, grasp your elbow. With your left elbow with your right hand, twist the skin outwards. You're going to pull that up over the head. We're going to lean over to the right, look up over to that left shoulder, and breathe. 6 breaths here. 3 more. Really stretch for this last one. And release. Whew. And walk around. Whew. Okay. As we're walking around, I'm going to tell you one little thing about hydration. It's super important to stay really hydrated. Hydration is such an important part for the body, but especially the fascia. So, diatomaceous earth is a wonderful source of silica. And this is what that liquid-like gel that I said was in the tubules, it's silica-based. So we want to be taking that every single day. There's a lot of silica-rich foods like cucumber, radishes, bell peppers. These things are going to also support that. But we want to, most of us aren't hydrating properly. And so when we're dehydrated, that impacts our fascia in a huge way. So we can be doing these maneuvers all day long, but if we're not fully hydrated, we're not getting all the benefits. So make sure that you're really being mindful with your hydration, and talk to me after class about that if you need to. Okay, let's finish up here real quick with the other side. Right arm forward, Pull those fingers back, lift the arm up. Nice big breath here. Keeping that tension that you've built, pull that elbow, draw that elbow rather down by your side, keeping it pinned close to the body. Rotate the hand out, look over to the left, rotate the body to the right, squat down, and 6 breaths. 2 more. And slowly unwind that. Bring that hand to the shoulder. Now that your elbow's pointing forward, grasp the right elbow with the left hand, rotate the skin, bring it up overhead, lean over as much as you can, look up to the right, and 6 breaths here. 3 more. And slowly unwind and walk around. I'm going to double check my notes, make sure there's nothing I messed out. Oh, we talked a little bit about the pressurized system that we are. So we are a pressurized system, and that's why we're working with the breath. But some of that pressure is coming from the atmosphere. There's 14 pounds of pressure per square inch coming on us every moment of every day. And so there's our internal fluids then are balancing that. So working with the breath is a really vital part of doing this. All right, thank you. Hope you had a wonderful class, and catch you next time.